I got a new job. I don't need to DoorDash anymore. After doing DoorDash for a couple weeks in Chicago, it's definitely not worth it. So how I got this new job is the story of conversation for this video. If you guys been watching my channel for a bit now, you guys know I quit my corporate 9-to-5 job to pursue something else or find my interests and passions, right? Through this process, you really have to embrace just the uncertainty that comes with it, and things are not gonna go as planned. I had no idea what type of part-time jobs I was going to do. And there was this coffee event that my friends were hosting, which I told them I would go on the day of, but when that day came, I was like, I'm not really feeling it, I don't wanna go, but forced myself to go, and this is how this opportunity came up. Right now, I'm looking for these specific items on eBay of my friend's business, reselling vintage toys, as well as just other miscellaneous items that you would buy from a storage unit. So he would go and auction and get the highest bid for these storage units, buy these containers, and whatever's inside them, he would have a general idea, but he's trying to flip it, right? That's his business. And we have just the listings on eBay, and whatever's sold for the past day or 2 days, I would come in and find that. Like this one, it just sold, some sort of train railroad. So I found this, and now I'm going to pack it and ship it out to this customer. For this coffee event that my friends host, which is really awesome, I just was feeling bad that day and didn't want to go. Because I went, met a mutual friend, Josh, who I have met before, and he presented me with an opportunity to work for him and pay me $20 an hour for, which I'm super grateful for, because DoorDash was not paying me that, and anything for $20 an hour for a part-time job, you're most likely working at Target or Costco on your feet all day. And I realized during times like this where you decide to try something new or pursue something that's very non-traditional, you have to be very flexible and lenient with your thinking and not be so stuck on something. So you have to recognize these opportunities. For those opportunities to happen, realize you have to put yourself out there to grow and look for these opportunities. If you say you're gonna hustle and grind and just stay home all day and seclude yourself, you're not gonna find those opportunities at home. You gotta look for connections through mutual friends and just keep talking to people. Even yesterday, I wanted to start getting a new hobby, getting into boxing. Been wanting to do that for years, but just never committed myself to. So I reached out to a good friend who I haven't talked to in a while to catch up with him, as well as he is pretty good at boxing, so he could teach me the basics and the fundamentals. So I just hit him up, and then after he was teaching me, we were catching up, and I kind of told him what's going on with my life and some of these interests and passions I had. And he had connections lined up for me, which I would have never expected. So you just gotta put yourself out there. Look how cool this action figure is. Never used to have these as a child. And as I started working here, I had a lot of time to think because I'm just listening to music, listing items on eBay, looking at prices for them, also shipping the packages out. So it really made me start to think a lot about why I'm doing this and why exactly I quit my job. Because I guess you lose focus a lot when times become uncertain and you just don't know if you're doing the right thing. So I had to dig very deep, keep thinking, and I tend to overthink a lot about every single decision I make and just everything about life. But things became a little more clear of what I wanted and why I quit. This one's pretty cool as well, but I am extremely grateful that my friend Josh offered me this job, and it came at such an unexpected time. But as I worked here for the past few weeks, 3 weeks going on now, I began to think about my old job and how grateful I was to have that job before, and appreciated it much more. Thinking about how much it meant to me in college to be able to work there and get that job, to almost having I guess no meaning at all when I was actually there. Pay obviously wasn't as great as I would have liked it to be for the work-life balance I had. It did provide me enough income to be able to enjoy other hobbies that unfortunately I can't fund right now. And also one of my big goals this year was to find more faith in God and I guess build a personal relationship with God and just learn more about it. It's such a weird coincidence that Josh is a youth director at a church, and my coworker Nick here was a former youth director as well. You know, sometimes in life, a lot of things don't go as planned, but I'm gonna ask the boss man himself because his story's a little different. Things were unexpected and actually turned out better. You mentioned that you went the non-traditional route from college, right? Mm-hmm. And you decided to start your own business instead because you did not want to work the corporate life. So I guess going with this route, what expectations did you have in the beginning versus what actually happened?
Yeah, I expected it to be equivalent to what I would make as a teacher, which was my degree. Because like I looked at it as like stability wise, if I can make the same or more doing my business, it makes no sense to use my degree. And so that was my expectations, but also like my goal. I didn't know how the numbers were exactly going to work out because before everything I had sold was my parents' stuff and, you know, small time flipping, but big time flipping, doing like my business, the numbers are different because I buy differently and I buy a lot, but it's turning out to be exactly as I expected, if not better.
Any things that didn't go as planned as you expected then, in a worse way?
Oh yeah, I didn't want to stay in school, and I knew that the route of me staying in school would kind of pull my life apart, and it did pull my life apart. And so pulling my life back together was rough and took like maybe a year-ish plus, and I'm still working on a lot of things. Not the business aspects that was difficult, it was getting back to the life and the person that I wanted to be. Okay. I lost my identity because I knew who I was and I knew what I wanted, but school just kind of took over my life, especially as a teacher when, you know, you're working 40 hours a week in student teaching and stuff. And it's like, I no longer am doing and becoming who I want. And I'm defined by school, which is not me. And so that destroyed me. Does that make sense?
I relate, yes. Yeah, that makes perfect sense, yeah.
When opportunities did come for bigger deals, because I had hired somebody, I could do these things and do them at the rate that I needed to keep up with the deals, the people coming in, and because I had been doing the right things that added up to that point.
Yeah, but I wanted to say thank you for like giving me the opportunity.
Of course.
Yeah, as well.
It's creating an opportunity for me too.
And he is also on YouTube, recently started his YouTube channel about vintage toys. So if you're interested in like learning about reselling, opening up eBay stores, he's going to put more videos out. So subscribe to him. I'll link his channel in the description as well as his eBay listings. There's some pretty cool stuff if you want to buy it. And I'll ship it out personally. I guess the whole point of this video is that you should accept whatever opportunities come your way, because in the midst of so much uncertainty in my current life, I gained some clarity from accepting something that I just never expected to happen. And I had to dig very deep to really figure out why I'm doing this job and what I'm working towards. I honestly started to focus on like the wrong things of my journey and what I'm doing, and really got tunnel vision when other people who are close to me in my life could see like the growth that I'm making and doing exactly what I said I would do. So if you have any stories, I would love to know in the comments below of when something like you didn't expect came up and these opportunities presented for something better to help you gain understanding of your own life. Yeah, let me know below, and thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Peace.